Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni, continuing our look at everything added in 6.4. What an amazing patch so far. Now, I've not even done the MSQ or anything like that yet. I'm still waiting to do that with a stream, waiting for other people to do it first. Essentially, what we want to look at today is one of the things that I like the most about this patch. Is actually the use of fashion accessories in combat. This is something that we were kind of hoping would come at some point, and it's in a limited state as it is. So fashion accessories, if you didn't know, maybe you're a new player, they are essentially a mix of different types of items. We have things like parasols, which can be vendor purchased, achievement earned, event earned, stuff like that, which come in all different shapes and sizes, which look awesome. And we also have things like spectacles, and we also have wings as well. So one of the things that a lot of people have said is, wow, wouldn't it be cool if you could actually use these in combat? Some people would like to create glamours around looking like an angel, for example, which is the perfect thing to swap into. And realistically, why is that not possible? When in 6.4, we now can, but only in open world areas. So just to give you a demonstration, prior to the patch, the wings would just simply disappear if we engaged into combat. But if we engage into combat this time, hey, the wings stay on our body. We look pretty awesome actually in combat. And it also means you can have your weapons out for G-posing and taking pictures and stuff with the wings on. So if we were to go into G-pose, as you can see, look, there we are casting a spell with our wings on. The first time that it's been possible to do this. Now, obviously, there's going to be a fair bit of clipping and stuff. That goes with, you know, most of the game anyway. But this has opened up possibilities like you would not believe for pictures and things, like looking like a vengeful angel there. But it isn't just wings. You can also do this with spectacles as well. Now, there's not many spectacles, and unfortunately you can only wear a set of spectacle fashion accessories or wings or a parasol, right? So you can't have an interchange of those. But again, if we wanted to, we could go into combat and the glasses wouldn't disappear. And at the moment, as far as I know, there are only 3 spectacles in the game of varying different degrees of, you know, coolness. Obviously, the default shaded are probably the best. But yeah, this is a real step forward, and a lot of people, I think, will be happy about this. The next step, logically, would be to integrate these into dungeons and obviously duties and things like that. Is that going to be feasible? I don't know. There's obviously a reason they're doing it piecemeal, piece by piece, rather than just, you know, going straight in with the idea of doing it. And I presume that's got something to do with the coding of the video game. At a guess. The one thing I will say is very annoying, and hopefully they can maybe fix this in the future as a quality of life update. It's a great step forward, but every time I want to DPS a target, my first hotbar will automatically change to the fashion accessory after I sheath my weapon. So let's say I dosis this buffalo, it's dead, not pressing anything, and it immediately, when the weapons are sheathed, it automatically changes the bar back to the put away and change pose buttons, which are assigned to the fashion accessory. If Square Enix could change that in the future, I would be so happy. You know, like, pretty please? Is that possible? Thank you. But aside from that, it is a really cool thing to see. So where are you going to see this? Well, obviously, the first thing you might see is fates, right? Fates are a big part of the game, open world fate fights. You have to do these for everything, be that your relic weapons, be that your, you know, whatever you're doing, your special fate events in the open world, for example. And the other place you will definitely see them is in hunt trains. So you can see them in a variety of places, just not as many places as, you know, would be ideal. Of course, one of the stopgaps for that until they do add duty support to the ability to use wings in combat would be to use the Explorer mode. And if you want to take pictures of your character doing limit breaks and things like that, you can do with your wings on without having to do that in the open world. And honestly, it looks incredible, as you saw from the thumbnail of this video. So simply come into an explorer mode. I quite like the burn because it's nice and white background. It's always daytime. Summon yourself a striking dummy, and you can even use limit break 1, 2, and 3. And the obviously the dragoon limit break looks absolutely incredible. And as soon as that's done, we don't even have to witness it fully. Get rid of the dummy. And then we simply go into G pose, and then we can pause that animation whenever we want. And look how cool that looks. All the glow effect from all of all of the spell effects, right? It just looks fantastic to see wings in combat. Like, you literally look like an archangel of like justice or something, or I don't know, insert lore backstory here for your character. I just love all of the different freeze frames. So whilst limit breaks were so much fun to take pictures of before, this does mean that I mean, it opens up a whole new level of G pose, doesn't it, really, with the wings. Look at that. If I messed around with a camera for more than 5 seconds, some of the pictures you could take are just going to be fantastic. You could literally look like you're flying, ready to spear something in the face. Yeah, I'm impressed, honestly. But again, having this in real combat in duties would be a thing of beauty. But yeah, ooh, I've slightly impaled my wing there. Whoops. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna take a while to cross that boundary. Every time that Yoshi P or somebody from Square Enix is interviewed about something like this, it's like, oh, how easy it would be to just put glamour dresses in houses, and their response is always no, because as soon as you make one minor change to the game's code, you end up with like a cascade effect somewhere else, right? It's like whack-a-mole. You whack one of the bugs, and then suddenly the game doesn't launch again. So I give them full credit for basically putting this into 6.4, because it was a risk at the end of the day, I think. I don't necessarily think that this was an easy decision or an easy thing to do, but it is nice nonetheless, because I think they're great. The extra work that went into putting, you know, stuff that has a fairly basic animation, but flapping animations for wings and looking cool with glasses, and some people might want to have, as I say, glamours designed around it. Like ever since the Pixie and the blue powder Pixie wings have come out, you know, little flappy flaps. A lot of people want to use like the Fey glamour and combine those with the wings that actually flap. So one of the other things worth noting here is if you use a parasol in combat, what they have done in 6.4, because previously it would just completely despawn it, if you enter combat with a parasol on, it automatically turns the parasol off, and then when the weapon sheaths, the parasol will automatically appear again. So fashion accessories, they all do this. When you enter combat, they either disappear if they're not a wing or, you know, a back ornament, we should say, or glasses, and then they will reappear. Let's just double check that just to prove that that works with spectacles as well, although slightly harder to prove, I guess. Let's just target the buffalo. So we enter into combat. They're still on our eyes. As soon as the weapons sheath and the combat ends, then the menu changes. So if they could make this an option, or change this to not change the bars every time you leave combat with fashion accessories, that would be great. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. I know there's a lot of people who are massively into G-pose, who watch my videos and glamour and things like that. I think this is a huge step forward. I'm being positive about this. I don't really care how long it takes, but I would love to see this implemented into PvP and PvE, regardless of what order they do it, even if it's just like small stuff like just trials or whatever it might be, something small scale, 4-man dungeons. I don't mind, but it's such a good feature. I would love to see more of it, and they've worked hard to put it in the first place. It makes sense to keep developing it. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. If you didn't know about this, then now you do, and I'll see you all next time for more 6.4 goodness. Bye-bye.